so nice to be here. Greetings, my kin and my people. I'm from the Nanisht Ejitachitni clan of the Dene Nation, which I got from my mother line. And we're also incorrectly known as Navajo, which is not actually our name. And my father's clan is the Tsetsesis Washishi, which is the Cheyenne word for Cheyenne. And so happy to be here. Taos, New Mexico. So I'm originally from Taos, New Mexico, and in that manner, I present myself as a Dene woman. I really love this question of broadening knowledges, broadening communication styles. I went to Stanford for my undergrad and, got my master's, doing my PhD. So I know that world of like APA, style research papers and making sure that you cross all your T's and dot all your I's. And that definitely is a highly colonial form of communication. And every time we participate in it, we kind of accidentally reinforce this mythology that it is the source of knowledge. And I am all about dismantling that, even though I am, in these programs. I will say, though, that for my master's and for my PhD, I went specifically to schools, University of New Mexico and University of Alaska Fairbanks, that are very actively critiquing these institutions of knowledge and actively dismantling them. I love places that are actively critiquing how we construct knowledge, what counts as knowledge, who gets to share knowledge and who doesn't, because they have these random degrees that are very Eurocentric in nature. So I'm all about it. And for my master's degree, it was in education. And the whole thing, I got to build a summer school with my people. And my master's chair of my committee, he said, build the Hogan, which is our traditional ceremonial structure. He said, build your Hogan with your people, and your Hogan will be your thesis. And I loved that because he's right. The Hogan has so much knowledge encoded in it, so much symbology, takes so much work to build. You create relationships with people as you build it. And in the indigenous educational model, everything is relationships. If you don't have good relationships with your people, nothing you write matters. For music, of course, this is, I forget what, I read this quote years ago that said, Justin Bieber has a greater social media influence than the Pope and the Dalai Lama combined, or something like that. And I think maybe the point of that is that music can be such a very active, profound vehicle of communication that lives outside of these academic bubbles. Whereas much of our research, hopefully not, but oftentimes, too often, it sits on a shelf and no one reads it. I think overall, I like that you all are framing music education or music communication as a decolonizing act. I like that because so much of what we spin our wheels doing is to placate the colony, to placate this hegemony, this assumed entitlement to what is true, what is truth, what is worth doing. And I think by really questioning that and positioning music as a legitimate source of information, we're further breaking down these walls that close us in, these colonial walls that aren't even real walls, they're just imaginary, yet we live by them every day. And one of the last things I'll say is that as Indigenous people, our culture is very disposable in our own homeland. You can live and die in this country, know nothing about Native people, and do just fine. It's not essential knowledge, either pragmatically or even ethically, within our country.